Hey, it's your boy Jim's TV, and I want to touch on something right quick. So I see people, oh yeah, Takashi next. You cannot compare Takashi to Alpo. For one, Alpo grew up a certain way, did certain things, and by all accounts, was who he said he was from the jump. Later on down the line in his life, he decided to change up the code, which, you know, they abide by in those streets. Takashi, from all accounts, was a good kid at first, um, or just a regular kid at first. He wasn't into that life. So, and he didn't do the things that Alpo has done. Um, Alpo sold drugs. He was a kingpin. He was out in them streets. He committed murders for hire. He solicited murder. He put down a murder gang. He put down one of his own best friends, as people would say. And he went to DC and he got money down there too, but he also sent a bunch of people to jail. And Takashi, he attempted to commit a hit on Chief Keef, if that's what you want to call it. It's not the same. They're not the same person. They don't even have the same type of makeup. And believe it or not, whether people want to believe it or not, when you're dealing with somebody like Alpo and you want to do whatever you want to do to him, it takes time, planning, and commitment, because Alpo, by all accounts, has a swift murder game too. So whether he a rat or not, or a snitch or not, that doesn't matter. A snitch could lay you down. If he was about his murder game, which he was, you don't just walk up randomly and do whatever to you. And besides, with Takashi, he's protected. You cannot compare the two. They're not the same. It's just not something that people should play with, man. They two different individuals, two different people. One person is gone and one person is still here. And honestly, I don't think nobody should be next, man. If you don't want to get told on and you don't want to, face the consequences of your actions because you know what you signed up for, get out the streets. Because like Freeway Rick Ross said, if you get into the game or the drug business and you do not know that it comes with snitching and ratting, you do not belong there. All of that shit's a part of it. The girls, the money, the chains, the bravado, everything good that comes, there's bad. There's jail time, there's federal penitentiary, there's state penitentiary, there's murder, there's the possibility of you being murdered in that game. You might lose a family member because if they can't find you, they're going to grab somebody else. There are ups and downs in that business, in that world, which is why if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. You don't belong there, don't be there. And that's the problem with society. Everybody wants to glorify everything. With everything, there is pros and cons. There's good, there's bad. There's good karma, there's bad karma. Sometimes the things you do and the demons that you lay down with, you cannot shake off. So this is a lesson to most people, man. Stop putting negative energy on people's names, man. That man dead, he gone. Let him rest in peace. It is what it is. It's not for me to judge. Do I think he deserved it? I'm not going to say that because I don't know how I would feel if I was his family member. And I don't know how it feels to be the family member of the victims from him, So it's a touchy situation. I just heard urban politicians say, man, he pray for all parties involved. And that's what I normally do because somebody's hurting all over. Ain't no side completely unscathed in this situation, Alpo family feels something. His victims' families feel something. The men that he sent to jail feel something. He probably felt the way before he died about these things because that stuff lay on your conscience. So, man, it's another video from Jim's TV, man. I'm out, man. So long, man. Good luck. But y'all can't compare the two, man. Cut that out, man. Cut that out. It's the difference between a real gangster and the fake guy. You say what you want. He told or whatever like that. Real gangsters tell too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the game. If you can't handle it and you don't want to do that time, you gonna tell. But if you're a stand up man, you believe in your morals and principles, you gonna stand firm and you gonna take whatever time you get. That's just a part of the game. You got winners and losers. Some people know how to win, and some people know how to lose, and some people don't know how to win, and they don't know how to lose. So when you tell on somebody else to get yourself out, that means you lost the game. You don't know how to lose. If he get caught, he should get caught on his own merit, not you telling him. You know what I'm saying? That's just a lesson for anybody. First thing you learn, don't tell the tale. But then, like, you know, sometimes messages are conflicted. Because hey, if somebody touch you, somebody hit you, you come tell me. I mean, so it's a conflict of interest, but as an adult, you can make your own decision. Every drug dealer knows the penalty of their action. Every hustler, every stick-up boy, they know the penalty for their action. So if you know the penalty for your actions, you deal with that, however it comes. Even if you ain't a part of that world, and you know somebody in that world, and you get jammed up on something you ain't do, never been, never fold, never talk. You know why? Because sometimes your fate may be sealed with a bullet, and that's just real talk. Or stay the fuck away from anybody doing anything. I go to work, stay in the house. Sit. Can't tell on nobody if I ain't around nobody. I ain't doing nothing to tell on myself about, so I'm good, I'm clean. I just go to work, come home. That's it. Man, Jim's TV out, man. Y'all have a blessed one.
The question to everybody with that, Rich, the reason why Richard, okay, I had a connect. I had a young Dominican connect off of Broadway, and you know, he wasn't really in position at the time when I was really dealing with him to really front me crazy. You know, he would front me one or two, but he wasn't really in a position where, you know, we wanted him to front us like, you know, 50, 60, 100 keys. We didn't want to put up no money. We want you to front us, and we'll pay you when we, you know, get the drugs. Or if we got 100 from you, we'll put up some of the money and we'll pay you the rest. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, we don't have to go in the stash for our money. So my connect wasn't in position at the time like that, and Richard was dealing with his connect that he met when he did that year in prison. He met a connect when he did that year in the Bronx house.
Okay.
So this kid was hitting him lovely, but then it stopped. The kid caught a dry spell. Since you ain't got nobody to get no drugs from, deal with my man, he'll give you a good price, and the money I'm bringing from out of town, you know, we'll hit him. And when he starts fronting us the drugs, you let me know. Because I had other connects. I had like 2 or 3 other connects that I was able to deal with too. So the time came where he was going to start fronting us the coke.
Okay.
But I was out of town. Since I was out of town, he wasn't able to catch up to me. It was easy for him to just deal with Rich.
Right.
Give it to Rich and let Rich give it to me.
Right.
So that's what happened. If he gave 100, I was supposed to get 50. You know what I mean?
I know.
At the same price that he was charging Rich, I was supposed to get it for that price too.
Right.
But before this came along, I was already dealing with Rich with his connect. So if his connect was charging whatever, I didn't have no problem with Rich making $1,000, $2,000 off of me, because I was coming to spend $300,000-$400,000 with him. But now my connect is giving it from 12, 13. My original connect is giving it for 12, 13, and I'm supposed to get half of that at that price. But Rich got me thinking that the coke that I'm getting from him is still coming from his connect. So then I wound up bumping into my connect because I wound up staying up there a couple of days, and I wound up running into my connect.
Okay.
So I bumped into him. So I said, "Yo, what's up, man?" I said, "Yo, what's up, man? When are you gonna start, you know, looking out for a brother, man?"
Okay.
He was like, "What you talking about, Pope?" I said, "Man, you know what the hell I'm talking about. When you gonna start fronting us this and that?" And he had a lot of respect for me. I had a lot of respect for him. And so I said, "Yo, when you?" So he's like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" I just gave Rich like 60 joints. This time he had just gave Rich like 60 bricks.
Okay.
And 30 of those bricks were mine.
Okay.
So I'm saying, "No, you didn't. You didn't." Rich got coke from his man. He said, "Man, Pope, I'm telling you, man." I said, "Oh, yeah?" I said, "Yeah, all right, man." And he described them. And I remember I had just got these round joints from Rich that were real good. And I think they had like Reagan or somebody on them.
Okay.
They were real good, man. And he described them to me and everything.
Okay.
So I said, "Yo, all right." I said, "Yo, we never had this conversation, man." So I didn't really say much about it. I just had in my mind like, damn, Rich getting over on me like that. So I didn't say nothing to him the first time. So I went back down to D.C. to get rid of my bricks and all that. And I had developed a relationship with a dude that just started off as one of my customers. Me and him had built a relationship where we became like real tight, like me and Rich in New York. This kid was me and Rich in D.C.
Okay. What was his name?
His name was Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, little Gary.
Is that the one that they say got his dick cut off?
Yeah, that's the one they say got his dick cut off, yeah.
Was that a situation from you?
Yeah.
That was?
I wound up killing little Gary later on. This kid was good. He was probably about 3 years younger than me. He was a murderer, too. He was about his murder game.
Okay.
This was my little man, so,
I'm trying to say, like a snitch will get faced with something and would just give up their mother, their brother, everybody, their whole camp just to be free. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the lowest of the lowest. A rat, right? Mm-hmm. A rat is somebody who betrays their beloved ones. You know what I'm saying? For an escape. You know what I'm trying to say? Like rats crawl through the littlest holes. You know what I'm saying? Rats like have no bones. They just get out of situations. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like that's not me. You know what I'm trying to say?
And so if you had to define how you're different from a snitch, in what ways?
I feel like I'm the realest person in the world. I feel like I'm the realest and I'm the most loyalist person in the world.
Okay, and why so?
Well, we're going to get into it. I feel like...
Well, let's get into, let's get into the snitch thing just a little bit further because I want us to be on the same page with what we're talking about and like what the definition is and all that type of stuff. So I know that for me, what most people's definition of snitch through gang life or you're signing up for that life with a group of people and you understand the consequences of that life. And at the event that everything comes to the head and you get busted, it's just standard that everybody knows you can't say anything. And that whatever consequence falls on your head is on your head because when you signed up for that organized crime, you knew the consequences, right? So that's what, so someone who's not talking to the police, giving them information, and things like that is what most people would consider a snitch. So when you say your definition is different, where is that coming from? Nine Trey, like what y'all have already discussed?
I knew what I was signing up for. I knew everything. I knew the guys I was rolling with, right? What I thought I knew, right? So yeah. I knew what I was getting into. I had no plans on snitching. If I got faced with 47 years and these guys was loyal and these guys was for me and these guys were my brothers and they showed me a bond that wouldn't break, I would have no choice because what's my excuse? What is my go-to?
The question that a lot of people want to know is why exactly did you snitch? And when they want to know it from the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how it all crumbled, right? It started around June 16th. June 16th, I was coming home from a tour, right? I don't know if I was coming from Greece or Athens. I was coming home from a tour, and I think this is court documented, if I'm not wrong, was the same day I was coming from Europe to America. I was flying from Athens to JFK or LaGuardia. I left my phone in Europe. Coming into America, I had a feeling like I was gonna get stopped or for some random reason. Just coming in, remember, border check, TSA, all this. So I come into JFK, 6 guys come into like the airplane before even people could get off and say, Daniel Hernandez? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Come with us. So I'm like, what? Like, before anybody could get off the plane, they're like, come with us. So I'm like, what's going on? They take me into...
Did you have an inkling that people were getting investigated at that time?
No, not at all.
You didn't know
remember,
anything.
I had an open case for the child misconduct case. So every time I'll come in, they'll, and I'm in a gang now.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? I'm with Nine Trey. So, it's mad conversations in there. So anyway, no official. They bring me in. They take me to an interrogation room back at JFK thing, and they said, "Yo, can we go through your bags?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." They said, "Where's your phone?" I said,
I don't have it. They're like, oh, you don't have your phone? I'm like, no. They're like, all right, well, you're being under arrest. I said, me? Under arrest for what? They said, listen how crazy this is. They said, you have a misdemeanor in Texas. So you're arresting me in New York for you know what's a misdemeanor? It's like peeing on the street.